space, the final frontier. Hello everyone, and so today I finally got to see Star Trek Beyond. I was really excited for this movie. I'm really a little bit quiet because other people are talking in the other room, so it won't be too loud. I'm going to speak about it softer into here. So, basically you can talk, I think I reviewed Star Trek Into Darkness like a year or two ago, I believe. But, and I personally am, in my personal opinion, I am an enormous fan of these two movies. I love these two movies so damn much. I think the first Star Trek was an excellent kickoff to a new franchise for it. And I thought Star Trek Into Darkness was an excellent follow-up, even though pure hardcore purists of the old Star Trek films say it has too many familiar beats. But hopefully our new generation of fans can love it and accept it as a good part of the franchise. And for me, Into Darkness is one of the better sequels of the new decade, in my opinion. And so yeah. And if I was to ever make, I already have laid my own certain list of my top 20 favorite movies of all time, but if I was to do a top 50 or top 40, then these two, Star Trek Into Darkness, would definitely make my list, because I love those two films so damn much. So, as you can guess, I was really, really excited to see Star Trek Beyond, and when you have the director of Justin Lin from Fast and Furious 5, 6, and 7, which are arguably the best of those movies, of the franchise at least. It's like, you're gonna be like, oh boy, because this may be too heavy in action. And even I was kind of dreading that feeling, but I'm like, I was a big fan of those movies, and I'm excited, even with the trailer, with the song, with the Sabotage song, and it was a bit weird, but you know what? I was excited for this movie, and I got to see this movie the first full day it was released in the theaters. Yeah, I know it came out last night in the theaters, but I got to see it today, and oh my god, I love this movie. This is honestly, I would say, I just goddamn love this movie. I would personally say it's, at least as of right now, I would say top 3 favorite movies of the year so far. I just love this movie so damn much. It was so fun, so visually interesting. I was so captivated by the story. I was alongside the characters. I felt like I was alongside the characters. I loved the characters. I loved the effects. Well, basically, and the story is basically, there's a surprise attack in outer space, and it forces the Enterprise to crash land on the mysterious world, and this assault came from from a character named Kroll, played by Idris Elba. Now, there's a dictator who drove his energy by taking over these creatures, and that they want to exact revenge on this. Essentially, I'm going to leave it to that because this movie has many, many certain surprises. Even though I probably won't make a spoiler corner on this movie because I feel like I'm wasting too much energy. But, whatever. What I loved about this movie, in my opinion, is the journey itself. I felt like it was really discovering something new. I felt like it was interesting. Like I said before, it's visually interesting. I love the characters. I love Zachary Quinto as Spock. He's so dead on with his logical, precise, very, very poignant way he delivers the lines. He's like, "Of course, Doctor." And there's a sense of a subtlety. There's a subtle sense of I would say sarcasm, but I would also say it's a bit of sarcasm, and almost like a heinous nature to him. He's like, "Thank you." The way he delivers the lines is just so damn good. And you have James T. Kirk, played by Chris Pine, who's just excellent as a role. He brings so much charm and charisma and a real essence of a flawed improv type of feel to him. I would say he's improv, but he is that, like, there's a great line from Into Darkness. Spock is talking to him, he's like, you can't do this, and he's just like, I know, I can't, it's not logical, it's not anything like that, it's just a gut feeling. And I'm like, yes, that's what separates Kirk and Spock. Kirk is very much the emotional, impulsive, gut feeling of a person, is like the more primal side, but Spock is more of an educated, calm, more intellectual type of person, and they balance each other out. And I think that's a brilliant character piece of how they balance each other out like that. Also, you have Zoe Saldana as Uhura. Again, I cannot pronounce that name for the life of me. And she's great. She's great as always. We also have Carl Urban as McCoy. Again, I love Carl Urban's interpretation of McCoy. There's something that's so goddamn hilarious about him, and how McCoy and in this movie, there's a pairing of McCoy and Spock together. It's just something so genius about that. It's that intellect. It's a brilliant intellect poignancy of Spock, and yet it's bouncing off the more sarcastic, more sardonic, more of the wisecracker. I wouldn't say wisecrack, but very, very sarcastic, very, very much of a cranky old guy to him. That they just perfectly balance each other off, and I love how those two had great screen time together, in my opinion, and I thought they were fantastic. You also get Simon Pegg as, you also get John Cho from the Harold Kumar movies as Sulu again, and I loved how he interpreted, like, how his own little the controversy behind that, which is stupid for the record, like him and his characters of Sulu's, like how they discuss in the movie, like Sulu has a husband in this movie and a daughter, and I thought the way they interpreted that into the story, even though they wouldn't have like a big even though they weren't really, arguably it wasn't necessary, but it was just a great little, it was a great, wonderful little moment where I just went, oh, how beautiful. It's just a sweet, kind moment where you get to see, you get to see Sulu hug his husband and his daughter, and it's just like an a sweet moment. It's really, really good, in my opinion. And Simon Pegg, always great. I forgot his character's name now. Scotty McCoy? No. Yes, it is Scotty. And also, it is Scotty. I don't know. Oh, God. But you also get the late and great Anton Yelchin back as Chekhov, and like every time I see him in this movie, I'm just like the pain is still so near for me, and like seeing this and like reflecting on Green Room is like, he really is an immense talent, and it sucks so bad that he's gone. And like, it just, for me at least, every time I saw Anton Yelchin as Chekhov in this movie, I just went like, there's a real essence of, he's a serious talent that we lost too soon, and it shocks me. He's only like 5 years older than me, and he's gone, man. And it just hurts so bad. And the way they interpret Leonard Nimoy's death from last year into this movie, I thought that was very, 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 very well done, and I thought that was great. Like that was great. Idris Elba, I really liked him as a villain. I didn't get onto his board of why. Like, I would say the first time you see the villain, I'm just like, I know what it was, but something I just couldn't get used to it, really. And then it's like the film challenges you to go forward with the character, and you're just like, okay, what are you building up with this character? What are you bringing up here now? And I like how the film trusted you to go along with it. So that, like, for me, I would say, if anything, I thought the villain was kind of weak at the beginning, but it's like the film really does show how clever and how important his character is, and how you get to see his ultimate character turn in the end is very interesting, and Again, without spoiling too much, it's very, very good. I highly recommend for you to see. The visual effects are fantastic. The way they just wrap everything together in this movie seems really, really well contained. Like a good little classic Star Trek story. Oh god, the fucking phone. Pick up the phone. Okay. Sorry. Hopefully you won't be able to hear after this. But there was a phone just going off. And I thought that was really, really well done. The effects are great. Goddamn props to the filmmakers, because the use of practical effects in this movie are fantastic. They are astonishingly good. Like, at first, I'm just like, with the villain, I'm like, why do you need that much makeup? But it's like, it just opens a brand new door for much more unique, extravagant ways of making these weird creatures in Star Trek, in the way they look practically, and other use of practical effects within the forest, and other certain materials within the movie. It's very good, and it's very, very commendable for the cast and crew and all those people who've made them. Just serious props to them. They deserve it. The way, like, how it intertwines that great practical effects. Like, within recent years, we've seen a lot of CG heavy films, but only when they have to be. And it feels like the real stuff is like a bit too real, like, the house and all this stuff. But in this, it feels clever with it. The way they interpret the real good use of practical effects, and the way it feels like the original Star Trek films, like, within character costumes, and I thought that was brilliant. What else do I want to talk about? The action is very good. Oh my gosh. Sofia Boutella from last year's Kingsman. Granted, I thought she was great in last year's movie of Kingsman, but that was much more of an action performance. But then that was much more of an action starring role. With this one is much more character driven for her, at least. And for me, she was a real standout. She was absolutely fantastic. I loved her in this movie. She was excellent, and as a whole, for me at least, I'm like, yes, her character is amazing. I love how she helps the crew in this movie, and I thought that was very, very well done, and she gives a really great damn performance, and I'm hoping she gets more attention for that. She really is, in my opinion, immensely talented. And as a whole, I love the movie. It's just beautiful looking. I love the practical use. I love the story. I love the characters. So much of this movie. Do I have any problems with the movie? I have a few. I would say very little. My number one is that I feel like there's the first action scene, not the very first one, but the first attack scene that's in space that hinders the ship and it has to crash down on the planet. I thought the action and that was a bit too shaky, in my opinion, and that really, I'm like, oh gosh, for me at least at that point, I thought the action was a bit too shaky. It was a bit too heavy and shaky cam. I'm glad that kind of evolved within the movie as that became less and less, at least. The action is, again, just amazing. It's very great. There's a few effects in certain parts of the movie which I thought were a bit inconsistent. There's a few effects where I'm like, that looks kind of cheesy. But then again, they always were. The practical effects, like in the old movies, those were cheesy as well. But they knew, but they had their budget. But their budget was at least low. This movie has $100 million to it, and they're like, it's like the same thing with X-Men Apocalypse. It's like there's a lot of great moments, great visual effects. And there's some moments where it's like it seems a bit more inconsistent. Like there's some visual effects where I'm like, God, that looks obvious. Damn. I don't mean to insult the filmmakers, but there's a couple of visual CG moments. I'm just like, ooh, okay, yeah. Yeah. And I will say, I feel like the movie's a little bit it feels long. It's only 2 hours, but it definitely does feel long. Like, the point was like, okay, they're getting off the planet now, and that's not a huge spoiler for the record, I think. If it is, oh crap. But at the point, I'm just like, who's still going? Oh, damn. So, yeah, there's a few, like, I thought the length was a little bit too long. There's the other problems I had, but as a whole, I still really freaking loved Star Trek Beyond. And, yeah, with these 2 movies, and now going to be a 4th, to me, it's like, hell yeah, I'm on board. And to say if I like this more than I don't know. If you ask me, it's like, do I like this more than the first 2? I don't know. I probably need more time to sink in for this movie to sink in. I'm seeing it again next week with my family because I saw this movie alone. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more time to think about it and let it sink in. If I think it's better than the other ones, it's like, I think people, in my opinion, I know this may seem a bit too off the charts here, but oops, I jumped here. But it's like, you know, with X-Men Days of Future Past, with X-Men Apocalypse, I thought everyone was like, oh, it's not as good as Days of Future Past or First Class. It's like, are you judging the film before? Okay, what? My mind's just going meandering right now. I'm sorry. I'm just really tired of it by now. But yeah, Star Trek Beyond, I really loved it, and I would say it's among my, as of right now, I would definitely say it's a top 3 favorite movies of the year so far. For me, at least, this is like right along, in my opinion, it's like right along this chart of Star Trek, Captain America Civil War, Deadpool, and Deadpool and X-Men Apocalypse as among my favorites of the year so far. And yeah, I am very, very happy. I really love this movie as a whole, and it definitely is one of the biggest standalones of the year in my opinion. And yeah, that's my review, everyone. I really do hope you enjoy it, and stick around in the future, everyone, for another video will be coming out soon. And yeah, until then, everyone, thank you very, very much for watching, and yeah, live long and prosper. Till then we see each other again, everyone. Live long and prosper.